So, another night of the Outer Worlds. We'll see what kind of progress we make tonight. It's going to be a little bit of an off and on night for me. My girl's home tonight, and she's got a bunch of homework to do, so she's going to be doing homework, and I'm going to be doing this. So we'll see what kind of progress we can make. Let's pick up where we left off. Increase both of these slightly. All right. Not what I was expecting.
Mess with us.
Unauthorized person.
On my way.
Yeah, that worked out well.
How are they doing with all these conveyors?
They're training people to package salt tuna. That's what they were doing. Let's just go outside. Not. Whoa.
Volunteers to the combat test unit. Under the guidance of my Spacer's Choice technicians. A brief practice course. Volunteers are expected to follow all instructions without hesitation. Failure to do so later. You made it this far. Keep it up.
Should be fun.
One.
To shreds, you. That's gotta hurt. Got him off.
These are marauders. They're not test subjects anymore. It's named Agony. This tranquilizer gun was modified not only to kill but liquefy afflicted targets' organs in a quick yet agonizing process. Its designer was promoted to assistant bureaucrat liaison for contributions to the field of Marauder deviation, demotivation. And of course, what does it have? Rate of fire, which I'm not interested in. Hi, Luke.
I don't believe we've discussed side effects, Dr. Ambrose.
The drug's not ready for release yet. The side effects are immaterial.
So it's dangerous. Perhaps it results in some thrilling mutations. Forearms, maybe? Or a second head?
Try delusion, paranoia, gastric bleeds, violence, and fatal insomnia. Shall I enumerate every way our volunteers have died? Suicide by automech, suicide by hanging, starvation.
Cut the recording, Georgie.
You sure, boss? I just put on a new cylinder. Stroke, spontaneous combustion, internal exsanguination.
Just turn it off.
Get him strapped down!
Dr. Blakesley.
Subject demonstrates catastrophic personality collapse. Fucker bit me.
Marion.
Interesting. I think I'm going into shock.
Interesting. Compliance testing parameter. Okay. Subject SC1A through K were given forms and writing implements instructed to fill out the corporate standards. Upon completion, forms were placed into an employee-sanctioned shredding device by a technician. Test was then repeated. Volunteer D1 Kendall objected to further testing after completion of the second set of forms. 1G after the 5th, 1B after the 10th. No further objections from remaining volunteers. 1E Hobbs was discovered to be functionally illiterate and tagged for early advancement to the second phase of compliance testing. Subjects 5A through K were given visual demonstrations of multiple physical exercise, then instructed to replicate them in accordance with verbal instructions. 5H complained of physical exhaustion after 5 minutes, missing numerous verbal cues. 5A, 5E, and 5K failed at around 15 minutes mark. The test was terminated after 30 minutes. Subjects are instructed to follow a closed circuit around a perimeter of testing chamber for the duration of the test. At random intervals, technician is to provide vocal cues to reverse course. Of the 8 test subjects remaining in group SC27, 6 responded to vocal cues. 63D became aggressive and was removed. 63B collapsed 30 minutes into the experiment and was removed. Remaining subjects exhibited compliance with all vocal cues for the remainder of experiments. Observational data compromised due to equipment failure was found incapable of continued operation due to incessant weeping and was withdrawn. Jeez. Phase 4. Subjects are isolated and instructed to select one member of their experiment group for immediate removal. Subject 63A volunteers 63F. 62B is unresponsive. 63C deliberates before volunteering 63E. 63D is unable to recall the names and or identification numbers of her fellows, but has volunteered each of them in turn, citing immediate need for additional compound X injections. 63E volunteers 63F. 63F refuses to comply with instruction for duration of testing session. 63G exhibits extreme confusion and extreme emotional distress. Demands morning injection. Subject exhibits extreme aggression. Subject terminated. Interesting. Subject is instructed to fire at shrouded target. 1 industry standard fashion model. Subject not informed of nature of target. Subject is fired at target. Auditory reward initiated. Test reset. Observation window, automated security enabled. Subject is fired at other, automated security enabled. Subject is fired at subject, other, automatic security. Subject is fired at target, auditor reward initiated. Subject refuses to fire. Subject refuses to fire. Subject refuses to fire. Subject unresponsive. Test reset. In light of certain recent incidents, I'd like to remind you all that it is paramount that we follow all Spacer's Choice guidelines regarding safety and security. Yes, you will suffer professional and financial consequences if you are found to be responsible for damaging company property. But here at HIA, inattentiveness and recklessness also endanger highly limited company resources and threaten our overall production schedule. Think about what we are all here to achieve. Then consider what you want to be. Consider whether you want to be the one that lets us all down. Luckily, any and all injuries suffered by the volunteers this past week have been minor. All testing will proceed as scheduled. A reminder that all personnel are advised to report to the infirmary if they experience any symptoms listed in the notice LeBlanc provided earlier this month. It is strongly suggested that you use your allotted break to do this, as any losses to productivity will be reflected in your paycheck and or indentured servitude agreement. Hey, you and Andre talked about tossball sometimes, right? Have you ever noticed anything different about him lately? I'm pretty sure he's been at his desk all night. I was going to congratulate him on his newfound productivity, but I looked at his reports just now, and some of them have very basic formatting errors. It's not like him at all. Maybe you could ask him about it. If something's wrong with his terminal, you should probably get it taken care of sooner than rather than later. If we're going to meet the OCI's figures this month, we'll need to double our testing capacity over the next few weeks. To that end, I need everyone in observation to work with disposal to have the preparation time between tests. Have volunteers exit at a jog if you have to. Just try not to let them see the bodies. Look, Embry lost his head because he couldn't keep up with the work. He's never going to amount to anything. We all knew it. The surprise is that he lasted this long. I don't know why my reports are any of your business to begin with, but I know how to use a damn computer. I bet Weaver put you up to this. I've been working twice as hard as anyone else in this office this past month, and now she thinks I'm going to outpace her. But maybe it's simpler than that. These emails used to be just a nuisance. Now I'm starting to think maybe your loyalty is to some other corporation. Okay. Hey, Andre. Dr. Blakesley started to come down here pretty often, usually for the morning shift. She hasn't said anything. She just watches us go through the test for a while and then gets up and walks out. Weaver tried to give her a report, I think, but Blanksy gave her a look that was the end of it. You think we're doing something wrong? You tell me if you knew anything, right? I'll split my lunch with you again. Oh, hey, great game last night, huh? Yeah, we're going back to mannequins for Phase 5. None of the test subjects felt too torn up about shooting killer bugs for Monarch, I guess. Should make things easier for you over in Disposal, right? The best part is that one of the cages didn't close properly last night, and a couple of the little manipulars got loose. Who knows where they are by now? Morley had an absolute fit. I don't think he likes bugs. Interesting. And what do you do? That's sealed tight. That's barred.
How many subjects have to die before you decide to build a dedicated autopsy room?
I'm assuming a bunch. That's nothing. Clearly, the only way up is going to be over here somewhere, so I guess I'm going to have to follow this.
I don't want to see no more. I can't take this.
But why? Why? Who does this? What kind of monsters ran this place?
Spacer's Choice, that's who. Read that. That's just a hall. Messages. Incoming messages. I don't want to play anymore. Let's just do our jobs. Alright. My 10 bits are on 52F. I know what you're thinking. He's skinny, so he's got bad odds, but I'm a gambling man, Victoria. And I've got an eye for this now. What do you think? No, I'm not talking about the subject, Trixie. I'm talking about the numbers. I've been keeping track of how many bodies we process every day and every week. And the number fluctuates, but never too much. 1 and 3 and 2 and 5 and 1 and 1 and 2 and then and 10. Just look at that chart I left on your desk. You can see for yourself there's a pattern. You see it, right? 1, 3, 2... One, 3, 2, 5, 1, 1, 2, 10. That's right. This is the numbers guy. So what's down here? Oh, look at that. How convenient. This isn't about a few volunteers, Marley. Most of the test group SC-22A is already gone. Subject 17 is non-verbal, but we had some luck using small amounts of the compound that coaxed him into the testing rooms. To be honest, some of the staff are starting to worry me too. It's not just that ghoul indisposed either. Weaver's convinced that the compound's getting into the ventilation system somehow. I've got her scrubbing her hands raw at the washing stations. I've tried reciting our safety protocols to her, but that doesn't seem to help. Pick 2 of the deceased test subjects and whip up condolence letters. Something... saccharine and noble? Feel free to invent next of kin if there are none on record. Use the cheap paper. Leave the letters on my desk. I'll dispose of them shortly. There's notice informing all HIA staff that testing associate Angus Ruane is no longer a Spacer's Choice pharmaceutical employee, effective immediately. As a valued member of the Spacer's Choice family, I trust that you all will pull together to shoulder his responsibilities. Dr. Blakesley, the missing subject has been found and apprehended. Apparently got into the testing department where he remained. I'm afraid nobody noticed for several hours. Hennessy had him doing paperwork. I think it's clear at this point that subject SC-44B12 didn't get out on his own. As far as we can tell, he didn't have much of an escape plan. The door was simply unlocked for a short period of time during the night. In the meantime, we made it clear that security forces... I've made it clear to the security forces that no further breaches will be tolerated. Archived. Delete this. How do I delete this message? The laser results are in, as you hoped. You'll find that the violent cases now account for a smaller overall percentage of the testing pool. I expect that will change in about a week, in about 2 or 3 weeks, so you'd better get that report out to Goodfell in a hurry. And I'll be right back. Alright, in the meantime, dosing all the test subjects means that HIA is now in the business of generating aggressive psychotics. So, if you could take 2 minutes out of your fundamentally pointless existence to somehow make it clear to Mr. Goodfellow that I need an upgrade on those, an update on the resources I requested, as well as the matter of additional security, increased oversight at Chem, or any kind of explanation for what the F. 65? I think I can get to 65 if I take that off. No, I can't. So one of these is like, it's damaged a weak shot. One of these tech skills. Engineering. I wonder if that... No. No, I specifically need tech skills. No, I don't. I need stealth skills. Melee weapon skills. Melee weapon skills, put that back on. Defense. I don't have anything at this point. Unless she does for some reason. Stealth skills -5. Okay. Oh well. I can't see what it says. Super.
Did you enjoy the show? I didn't. You should have left Gorgon in its grave. Where it belongs. Now I'm afraid I have to find a more permanent way to put you down.
Oh, I'm quaking in my boots. Come and threaten us face to barrel, will you?
I don't know how much more of this I can take, Captain. I'm about to chew my own hands off with nerves.
This weapon is called shock and awe. Our first test group should be here in a few hours. I suppose I should be catching up on sleep, but it's far more important to mark the occasion. I really think we can achieve something here. Every citizen of Halcyon wants to be of use deep down. If this compound can restore industry and work ethic to outlaws and miscreants, we won't need places like Taurus anymore. Dissidence will be a thing of the past. Chem has sent over its first shipment of this mysterious drug, and the testing chambers are operational. Once we've proven our methods, it will be that much easier to convince OCI to invest in better equipment.
Yeah, there you are. Is this... It's off, right? I don't understand these contraptions.
Dr. Blakesley, ma'am, I've come to say that it's time. I'm gonna do it.
Do what?
I'm gonna try for one of the shuttles.
You little shit. You've lost your mind.
If I can just make it to the landing pad, I'll be free.
Be reasonable, Morley. The project is almost over. We'll be out of here by October.
Ma'am, it's January. You're recording, by the way.
Damn it!
This is a notice to acknowledge payment in full of all funeral expenses pertaining to Henry Blakesy. Enclosed, you will find a tax invoice receipt for handling and delivery fees, as well as a witness statement as the exemplary loveliness of the eulogy. Spacer's Choice offers condolences as well as congratulations for your unflagging work ethic. Admin functions. Hey. Overridden. Marianne, it's been 3 weeks. Where the F are the reports from HIA? Deliver them to me by the end of the day, or deliver to me your letter of resignation. I'm done asking. In the future, you will send me bi-weekly reports of HIA status. These reports will include an inventory of test subjects, which version of the Gorgon compound they've been administered, how frequently these administrations have occurred, and who's been administering them. To these reports, you will append a mortality record. This record will include an accounting of the burn-down rate of your current stock of volunteers and compound ampules, in addition to a thorough analysis of their injuries. I want to see charts, Mary, big effing charts with lots of precious little numbers. And before you ask, bi-weekly means twice a week. Don't pretend you know what I mean. Marion, personalize and forward the following note to the families of deceased volunteers. Take carbon copies and send those on dilution at the usual address. Make certain he gets every single one. Ollie. Dear Name, it is with regret that I write to inform you of the death of your relation, Name. They died peacefully, attended by their fellows. Please accept our sympathies in this difficult time. Though it may offer you little comfort, know that your relation died in service of a better, more productive Halcyon. In accordance with the agreement Name signed with Taurus Corrections, a division of UDL, their term of incarceration is now considered complete. Good fellow. Yes, many of the subjects still exhibited increased energy levels and compliance, the same euphoric response, but they inevitably crash. Testing clearly suggests that Chem's Compound X has extreme and irreversible effects when administered repeatedly over a long period of time. Several volunteers in the old SCO2 group are barely verbal. When they do speak, it's to beg for more of the compound. I'm finding it hard to shine that up for you, Lawrence. So good you'll beg for more? Don't you dare use that. If we could dilute the compound, or even ease out the schedule, we could mitigate some of the addictive effects. Weaning some of the earlier test subjects off the compound might buy us time until Chem refines the formula. I need time, Lawrence. Morley, I need you to compile some of the test results from the past month. Pull a subset from the reports we forwarded to OCI if you like, so long as there are charts. Make sure the worst of the mortality reports are up front, will you? At the behest of the Office of Creative Incubation, we are applying varying amounts of unknown solutions to test subjects that are already mid-treatment. What organizational schema do you imagine would miraculously restore scientific rigor to this process? Stick to the current system. Morley. What? Morley. Pick out 2 of the deceased test subjects and whip up condolence letters. Something... Oh, so this is the other end of that. Archived. Lucian. I'm leaving this message to inform you of my resignation from the position of testing supervisor at Spacer's Choice Pharmaceuticals, effective immediately. I won't be returning to headquarters, and I won't be chasing that tracking signal unless you want to give the boys and girls in human resources some exercise. I'll warn you once, don't try and find me.
I knew this place wasn't gonna be some pleasant seaside stroll, Captain, but I don't know how I can live with what we've seen here.
What they did here was inexcusable.
All this cruelty done to regular working folks without even a shred of regret. And what's dogging me is... why? They knew, Captain. Spacer's Choice knew all along what Adrenatime did, and they sold it anyway.
I know. I can't believe they did this.
I'm fucking mad, Captain. Someone's gotta be.
Maybe Miss Ambrose can help fix things once she's cleared her family name. She could hold the board's feet to the fire. Make them pay.
Let's get back to finding that journal.
Great work.
I used to think the beasts on Monarch were bad. At least they aren't cruel. These people chose to do this.
Locked. HIA is unlocked until further notice. Don't let anyone in the facility until the escaped volunteers are located. I'm going to check volunteer induction for any sign of our fugitives. If you receive any keycard access notifications in the next 20 minutes, ignore them. Let's exit. So have I gone through this facility then? I don't know if I have. Oh, this says I have, because it says I've discovered that. So I wonder what happens if you just take a bunch of Adrenatime. Okay, so that's what this is. So we've already been here. Hi, Luke. Alright, let's go to this other place. Should be the last place on this.
This is so exciting. I never seen a voice lock in action before.
What do you think we're in for? Nanny-primals? Enormous five-eyed canids?
I don't know. We'll find out.
This facility is currently experiencing a heightened security event. Accessing this facility requires voice-modulated passphrase. Please speak the passphrase.
And play the recording.
We attest to the zest with our hand on our chest. Be impressed as our guest by what we've finessed. You are blessed to ingest what we thoroughly test. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice.
Passphrase accepted. Access granted.
Okay.
Welcome.
Well, looks like Monarch ain't the only place they gave up on.
This stuff, don't need this. Actually, nothing got snuck up here that I don't need. 25, 25, 200, 25. 25, 200, 25, 25, 25. 25, 200, 25, 25.
Okay, gone quiet.
Urgent notifications. Please be informed that one or more of the following high priority conditions is likely to be active in your office or workplace. Escaped primals. Unlawful discussion of subversive cultural material. Extended unauthorized breaks. Please notify your supervisor immediately. If you were the designated supervisor of this workplace, this message constitutes your official notification. This is an automated response. Please do not respond directly to this message. I've been taking your messages at my terminal like you asked. This one's from management, though. Please look at this. I could get in trouble for deleting it. Dr. Lowe, I speak for everyone at OCI when I express my disappointment in your work ethic. The quality of Compound X harvested and enriched at your laboratory falls well below Space Restore standards. It is my professional opinion that the quality of one's work reflects the quality of one's spirit. Lazy workers deliver lazy work. Round up your researchers, fire 1 in 10. I expect you remaining researchers. Okay, so we read the other half of that. I found a key in the locker room laboratories. The key belongs to Dr. Lowe. Please retrieve the key and return it to him. I do it myself, but Dr. Lowe can be pretty paranoid. If I show up at his door with a key in hand, he'll assume I stole it in order to fabricate a reason to check up on him. Jasper, I know you told me not to bother you when you're working, but I'm running out of options. I understand you're busy, so I've boiled down my list of concerns into simple yes, no questions. Just respond with Y or N. 1. Did you read Goodfellow's letter? 2. Am I on the chopping block? 3. Has security talked to you about some type of corporate spy in our ranks? 3A. Is there a spy? 4. Did you know that Padilia's heart gave out after a 72-hour shift? 4A. Are you attending the wake? I've got staff coming up to the receptionist desk looking for answers. What am I supposed to tell them? It's not the best choice. It's the only choice we got. Are you going to respond? N. Well, he's dead now. Put a bullet in him. Because he was doing nothing good. I'm hearing more of a female voice with that now. Switch the lever.
Chemicals will sort you out. Good luck.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. I thought this place was supposed to be abandoned. You think that could have been the spooky voice from OCI? The one calling themselves the Ghost?
Don't see anything out here. That does not open. Let's head this way first. And we can head down. Here's sprats and mechanicals. Sprats and mechanicals.
I'll fix you right up! Here we go!
Ready? Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go off the line here after I finished like cleaning up the last of these.
Be right there!
And then I'll be back on in a little bit.
Coming! Sure! I'm going! Everyone all right?
I'm going.
Alright, this is a good place. Alright, so I'm gonna save. And I'll be back in a little bit, but I'm gonna take the stream down for the time being. So I'll be back.